name is Arya Kimball, and today I have a guest with me. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, I'm Jeff Poor. I'm Arya's grandfather.
Jeff Poor was born in Cottage Hospital in Woodsville, New Hampshire on December 21st of 1963. Who were your siblings, if any, and did they go into the military at all or no?
They did not go in the military. I have one sister, Ronna Poor.
Can you tell us about how your parents or siblings felt when you went into the military?
They were a little bit nervous, but I think they were very supportive.
Can you tell us about when you went into the military? Were you drafted or did you volunteer?
No, I volunteered. Yes.
When did you enter the military and what branch?
I went into the military. I went into the Army in 1988.
Why'd you choose the Army?
I didn't care for ships, so the Navy was out, and I wasn't big on flying, so the Air Force was out as well. So I chose the Army.
So when you were training for the Army, what would you say the toughest part? Was it like the physical labor you had to put in? Was it like mentally challenging?
Physically, yes, it was a challenge. There was a lot of training. Discipline was something that I already had when I went in. I was 23, so everybody else was 17, around that age, and discipline was easier for me. I was used to working, so.
So what was your first assignment after basic training?
Well, after basic training, I went to Fort Gordon, Georgia for additional training. After that, they sent me to Germany for 2 years.
What'd you do in Germany?
I was assigned to the 55th Support Battalion, 56th Field Artillery Command in Neckarsulm, Germany. The barracks were called Artillery Kaserne.
Could you elaborate a little bit more? Like, what was it like there? What'd you do?
Basically, when I first got there, I started working for quality control. 55th Support Battalion was for the Pershing 2 missiles, the nuclear weapons, and as part of quality control, we had to make sure that everything was running the way it was supposed to. And then later on, I was switched to a different job. I ended up working in the company orderly room.
So after you were in Germany, where did you go from there?
From Germany, I went to Kansas, Fort Riley, Kansas. I worked, sorry. Yes, after Germany, I went to Kansas, Fort Riley, home of the Big Red 1, the 1st Infantry Division. From there, we went to the first Gulf War, or actually it was Desert Shield at the time. We left Kansas and flew to Saudi Arabia. We landed in Saudi Arabia, and from that point on, we were considered in a combat zone. So the rest of the time that I was in Saudi Arabia, we were in the actual desert, not in any cities. We traveled out to the desert to do our duties.
So while you were in combat, all that, did any of that experience, did it ever change you?
I think being in the military period changed me. You're trained to do a lot of things. Fortunately, I did not have to take anybody else's life. but we were trained to do many things, and it's a very stressful environment. Um, there was a lot to do while we were there. I was busy all the time. We were still part of the headquarters company, so I worked um, traveling back and forth from the rear back to the front where we were stationed. Um, I delivered the mail. I went back and got the mail and brought it forward and delivered the mail to everybody that was in our company.
When Jeff Poor was discharged, he was welcomed home with open arms by his friends and family. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate you. So, thank you.
You're welcome.